Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome to Storytime. How are you? Miss Julia is coming to you today from the beautiful Fish River. It's located between Magnolia Springs and Fairhope, Alabama. The river is a place that my family and I really enjoy. And since we have been so blessed with all of this beautiful weather, I thought about a book while I was here at the river that you would really enjoy. At the river, we love to boat, kayak, swim, paddle boat, jump on the rope swing, cook out, and lay out and read books. How about you? What is your favorite river activity? That sounds like a lot of fun. All right, well, let's get to one of our books today. Find a good comfy spot. Make sure you're sitting down, flat, so that you're not bothering your neighbor and everyone can enjoy the story. Can you get your hands up? Can you wave, wave, wave your hands slowly back and forth? Listen to those waves waving with us. Wave, wave, wave your hands quickly back and forth. Can you snap, snap, snap your fingers? Slowly, slowly, slowly. Quickly, like popcorn. Can you clap, clap, clap your hands? Slowly, all around. Clap, clap, clap your hands quickly all around. Good job. All right, hold them up. Can you open, shut them, open, shut them? Give them a little clap, clap, clap. Open, shut them, open, shut them. Put them in your lap, lap, lap. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, wiggle your shoulders, wiggle your nose. Now there are no more wiggles left in me. I'm as quiet, quiet as can be. Today's story is Ben Franklin's Big Splash, the mostly true story of his first invention, by Barb Rosenstock and illustrated by S.D. Schindler. Let's see. Learn fairly to swim, as I wish all men were taught to do in their youth. Ben Franklin. I love that quote. Good idea. Before the world knew the famous Dr. Benjamin Franklin, his neighbors knew him as Ben, the sturdy, saucy, smelly son of a soap maker. The boy who on sweltering summer days snuck away from stirring soap vats and snipping candle wicks in his father's shop to head straight for the river. What a good idea. And you know what? I noticed there are a lot of words that begin with the letter S, with the S sound. Listen again. Ben, the sturdy, saucy, smelly son of a soap maker, the boy who on sweltering summer days snuck away from stirring soap vats and snipping candlesticks in his father's shop to head straight for the river, where he slid off his stinky shoes, stripped off his sweaty stockings, squirmed out of his sticky shirt, shed his steamy breeches, and splashed in, which made Ben a strange kid in colonial Boston. Look at that. In this seaside city of shipbuilders, almost no one got wet. Even sailors never learned to swim. Most people thought swimming would make you sick. Isn't that silly? Swimming doesn't make you sick unless you drink the water. Still, Ben swam as often as possible. He stood on his hands and shot his feet into the air. He slipped like an otter and sloshed like a turtle, squirting, spurting, and spouting. Ben never got sick. Swimming only made him stronger and significantly less smelly. Ben spent hours soaking and asking himself big questions. Will I always work at the shop? Should I run away to sea? How can the sixth son of a soap maker find success? And he asked small ones, why can't I swim like a fish? It seemed simpler to start with smaller questions. Why do you think Ben can't swim like a fish? Ben speculated that fish were speedy swimmers because of their shape. He stared at some fish tails, then at his own tail. He stared at some fish bellies, and then at his own belly. He stared at some fish noses, and then at his own nose. Ben was certainly not shaped like a fish, so how could he help himself swim like one? Suddenly, Ben stared at his hands, then back at the fish, and this time sprinted away from the river. What do you think he's going to do? Back at the shop, step by step, he sketched the possibilities. He snapped up some wood scraps and shaped squares, then circles, settling for something in between. He sanded the 6-inch wide surfaces smooth. He strung on strings and strapped on straps, but skipped them both to stamp some holes until soon he finished his first invention. Ta-da! Swim fins! Look at those swim fins. How funny. They look like painter's palettes. Ben sprinted to the river. He stood on the bank, stripped off his clothes, stuck his thumbs in the holes, spread his arms wide, and splashed in, which made young Ben even stranger than before. He never kept his ideas secret, and he never cared what people said. Most people squawk about problems. Ben searched for solutions. He couldn't wait to see if the fins succeeded. He struck forward with the paddles, shoved the water back under his shoulders, and soon sped alongside the fishes, at least for a few seconds, until his wrists got sore, his arms shook, his thumbs shuddered, and the fish passed him by. Ben noticed these fish sported more than one set of fins. He stopped, stared at his feet, and sprinted away from the river once more. Ta-da! Swim sandals! Ben sprinted straight to the river, stood on the bank, stripped off his clothes, strapped his feet into the sandals, stuck his thumbs back in the swim fins, spread his arms wide, stomped his feet, and splashed in. A problem surprised him. The sandals slipped off his soles, his wrists still got sore, and no matter how hard he swatted and swashed, he swam slower and slower until he almost sunk. Ben sloshed toward shore. He stood in the water, he slogged up the bank, he shook himself off and smiled, which surely made Ben the strangest kid in all America. Most kids might have felt sad, ashamed, or stupid. Instead, this smart, stubborn, sensible son of a soap maker simply thought he'd made a mistake and wouldn't stop seeking, studying, and struggling until he succeeded. And though he didn't call himself one yet, That was the day Ben Franklin became a scientist who soon enough made a bigger splash, solving big problems. His own, his neighbors, and ours. Whew! I don't know about you, but I'm so thankful for Ben Franklin. I think it's so awesome that he was one of our fathers who signed the Declaration of Independence. He created our first U.S. coins. He also invented bifocals. That's so Miss Julia and your grandparents can help to read more storybooks. And he was a signer of the U.S. Constitution, and he invented a very special library chair with a pole and a ladder attached to it so that he could reach library books that were way up high on the tall shelves. I think that's pretty awesome. So, I hope you enjoyed this storybook about Ben Franklin, and I hope that you try to research and learn more about him and his inventions. And when you do, think about which one you think you use the most and which one you think is the most important. I also have one more activity for you, boys and girls. Play this story again, if not today, maybe tomorrow, and see if you can think of all the S words that are used in the story. Maybe you can write the letter S, which makes the same sound that you hear in scissors. Write the letter S and see if you can list all of the words that begin with the S sound that we read in the story. I think you can list a ton of S words. Go for it. And one last thing, I leave you with a fun song today. Let's sing about fishing. Can you sing the fish song with me? Get your hands up. Let's get ready to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I caught a fish alive. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I let him go again. Why did you let him go? Because he bit my finger so. Which finger did he bite? This little pinky on the right. Ouch! Did you like that song? Do you think you can do it? I think you can. Let's try it one more time. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I caught a fish alive. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I let him go again. Why did you let him go? Because he bit my finger so. Which finger did he bite? This little pinky on the right. Woohoo! Good job, boys and girls. All right, I'll see you next time. I wonder where I'll read from then. Bye-bye.